A recent controversy at the State University of New York, SUNY Geneseo, has ignited national debate on free speech, campus policies, and the limits of ideological diversity. Owen Stevens, a conservative student, was suspended from his teaching program after posting videos on Instagram in which he expressed traditional views on gender. His refusal to comply with the university's demands for re-education training and social media censorship has placed him at the center of a contentious battle over academic freedom and personal beliefs. Owen Stevens is a vocal conservative student who frequently shares his views on social media, backing them with historical and scientific references. His stance has made him a target of criticism from progressive classmates and faculty members. The conflict reached a breaking point when the university sent him an email informing him of his suspension from field teaching programs due to complaints from students who found his Instagram videos offensive. The videos in question featured Stevens discussing biological sex, stating, "A man is a man, a woman is a woman, and one cannot magically transform into the other by any means." These statements, while aligned with traditional scientific definitions, were deemed a violation of the New York State Dignity for All Students Act, DASA, which aims to protect students from discrimination and harassment. The university administration argued that Stevens' beliefs conflicted with their commitment to fostering an inclusive and supportive environment. The dean of the university directly addressed Stevens, stating, "You continue to maintain that you do not recognize the gender that individuals claim if they are not biologically that gender. This public position is in conflict with the Dignity for All Students Act, which requires teachers to maintain a classroom environment protecting the mental and emotional well-being of all students." Despite these concerns, Stevens argued that his rights were being infringed upon. He reported receiving threats and harassment from peers who viewed his opinions as intolerant. However, he pointed out that the university had not taken any action against those who threatened him, even though their conduct could also be considered a violation of the Dignity Act. In order to be reinstated, Stevens was given a list of demands by the university, including the removal of all Instagram posts expressing his views on gender, a pledge to refrain from sharing similar views on social media in the future, mandatory attendance at re-education training aimed at reshaping his ideological stance to align with university policies. Stevens refused to comply with these demands, stating, "I love learning, but I refuse to be indoctrinated. This is a public university, and I have the right to my beliefs." Ironically, while the university champions diversity and inclusivity, it appears to be enforcing a narrow, ideological spectrum that excludes traditional or conservative viewpoints. The administration released an official statement condemning Stevens' stance, reinforcing the idea that his beliefs posed a threat to campus harmony. The university president issued an email addressing the situation, writing, "Yesterday, I was made aware of a current student's Instagram posts pertaining to transgender people. I want to take this opportunity to publicly restate my deep personal commitment to promoting social justice." The email acknowledged that while the school disapproved of Stevens' views, its ability to take further action was limited by First Amendment protections. "There are clear legal limitations to what a public university can do in response to objectionable speech," the president wrote. "As a result, there are few tools at our disposal to reduce the pain that such speech may cause." Despite this acknowledgement, the university's actions suggest an effort to sidestep these limitations by imposing extra-legal penalties, such as program suspensions and ideological training. The incident raises concerns about the extent to which public universities can dictate students' beliefs and expressions outside of academic settings. The case of Owen Stevens exemplifies a growing trend in higher education, where ideological conformity is increasingly expected, and dissent is met with harsh consequences. While universities should strive to create inclusive environments, they also have a duty to uphold free speech and academic freedom. Critics argue that the response to Stevens' comments highlights a double standard. While progressive viewpoints are widely encouraged on campuses, conservative or traditional perspectives are often labeled as harmful or even punishable. This imbalance challenges the very foundation of intellectual diversity and the free exchange of ideas that universities claim to champion. Stevens's case has drawn national attention, with advocacy groups voicing concerns about the suppression of dissenting views in academia. His situation underscores the broader cultural battle over free speech, cancel culture, and the role of education in shaping societal values. The controversy surrounding Owen Stevens serves as a reminder that the principles of free speech and open discourse must be protected, even when they are uncomfortable or unpopular. Universities have a responsibility to foster diverse perspectives without resorting to coercion or censorship. As the debate over ideological enforcement in academia continues, cases like Stevens will test the limits of free expression in public institutions. Whether one agrees with his views or not, the fundamental question remains: should a student be forced to conform to a specific ideology in order to receive an education? If universities claim to value diversity, that diversity must include differences in thought, belief, and expression. The resolution of this case will have lasting implications for the future of academic freedom and free speech rights on college campuses across the nation.